G'day folks, Tony here again. Been a while since my last video. I'm actually pulled over on the side of the road here in a suburb called Mudgery Bar on the Gold Coast, southeast Queensland, and I'm heading up to Springbrook. I've been invited by Dean Harrison to join one of his Yowie hunts, which I'm looking forward to. For those of you who don't know Dean's probably one of the foremost Yowie researchers here in Australia. Has his own website, Australian Yowie Research, and does a lot of interviews with people who've had encounters on his YouTube channel. So look, I'm looking forward to it. Got to say, I'm a little bit nervous. We're going out into the heart of the Springbrook National Park, which is dense rainforest, so it's certainly one thing having encounters on your own property when you've got the luxury of running back to your house, but it's a totally different story when you're stuck out in the middle of the forest and nowhere to retreat to. However, I understand there's a few guys going. Haven't met any of them. I've met Dean once and spoken to him on the phone a number of times. So, but I'm certainly looking forward to the experience, and yeah, we'll see how we travel. So we're just starting the climb up to Springbrook. It's a beautiful part of the world, Springbrook. Like I said, it's dense rainforest primarily up here. Some really beautiful lookouts overlooking the Gold Coast. There's a couple of very nice bushwalks through the rainforest. One particular that I like to go on called Canyon Falls. It's at a location called Canyon Falls. I can't remember the name of the circuit, but it's beautiful. There's a number of waterfalls on that walk, and just going through under the beautiful rainforest canopy. The mountain's up here at just over 1,000 metres, I think, or thereabouts. So get a little bit of altitude. And look, Springbrook itself is a sort of a remote little town. It's a couple of like coffee shops and things like that up here, but it's a dead-end road. So there's only one road in, one road out, and there's no service stations up here. So if you don't top up your fuel tank before you get up there and you're running on empty, then you're going to have to rely on rolling downhill to get some fuel, or you're going to have to get fuel shipped up for you from down at the Gold Coast somewhere, or on the other side of the mountains. But as you can see, it's a pretty drive, and yeah, we'll do a little bit more filming later on. Cheers. Just in Springbrook Township now. As you can see, it's nestled high up in the rainforest. Beautiful little spot. And I'm just now going to make my way to the meeting point for tonight. Get the impression that rain's going to set in.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a fun night tonight. We've got the roadie mic.
Yeah.
How do you find that?
Pretty good. The reason we got it, so I wanted to pick up the growls in the distance, and the old camera just wasn't picking it up, whereas this is more like a directional mic, so it tends to pick up things a bit better.
Well, we've got the little shotgun mics now that click into the phone. I've got one in my back.
Oh yeah.
So, but the roadie thing with this shock mount, and it really helps with audio.
Yeah, no, it's just, you can't beat a good mic.
2 more there. That is amazing. I mean, that tree's been dead decades.
Yeah.
But the sun's still there.
It's getting a bit dark now. Might even get washed out tonight. You obviously didn't get picked off by hanging back there.
No.
Yeah, I've walked that. It goes right in it, and a creek starts from here.
Yeah.
And I think this is the one that we're looking for. We can. It turns into granite base, and it goes all the way down to the back of Little Rang Dam. And it widens out, and by the satellite images, by the look of the satellite images, it's walkable.
Yeah.
Where's this spot in relation to, is it Canyon Falls? Is that sort of interconnected, or is that another?
Canyon Falls is further on to the south.
Yeah. So they're not interconnected in a sense, like the valley.
Well, yeah, it is.
Okay.
You go around this peak and over Canyon.
Yep.
But it's probably about 5-6 kilometres as a crow flies.
I love getting under the rainforest. Something about it.
Oh, isn't it good?
just the peace, and as they say, the sound of silence. Just like,
There's a serenity.
yeah, it's like you can hear your heartbeat, hear your breath. So we walk down that track a ways. That's up where we've parked the cars. And it's been raining a bit, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but it looks like it might be clearing. And we're just sort of checking out this little track in here.
Look at that. Dean, look at that.
Ooh. There's
Something's flattened it, isn't it?
is that a marker? What you're asking.
And look at all these marks over here. All the bugs stuck up into them.
One here, look at
I'd like to know what that honk sound was earlier though. It's got me amused. It's definitely like a little structure, isn't it? Holy crap. Gee. Look at that, it's all crisscrossed. think the sky's clearing, we might be in luck.
The bases there with those trees?
What's that?
Are they free-floating trees? Like, have they just fallen over?
I reckon some of them have been placed.
So they're actual slices of there, so it's not like they've just fallen over.
I don't think so.
Well, let's
You guys probably interpret it better than I would, but
what's it pointing at? Let's see what it's pointing at.
they sometimes use it as a directional thing, do they? Or-
I don't know. It's just me playing. You know, like I'm going.
Closest McDonald's.
Yeah, thank you.
You won't
Drain
find that
bar.
at Springbrook. Can't even get fuel.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I definitely reckon they've been placed.
Well, this has to fall miraculously. Like if you look here, there's no, and the stick's going to fall down. It has to be a 1 in a million shot. I mean, millions of branches fall down every day. This has to fall between this bit of wood and this bit of wood, which it can't do from here, and then this has to be up there, so it can't have fallen through that.
The other thing too is if that fell through that gap, it would have slid down there because it would have to have gotten around that bit in order to fall back here. So if it had to come down that gap, it would have toppled down there.
Do that.
What was
Did
it?
you hear it again? Same sound?
So it's something over there like a bang. You guys didn't hear that?
I didn't hear that one.
You've got young ears, that's why we brought you.
I heard the honk before. We both heard the honk. We heard like a honking sound.
Okay, no. Sorry.
And I've got old ears, so.
Okay, so we've been. I know we've walked here, but where would they stand to put this here?
Maybe pointing in a direction.
About there.
Well, it's pointing up to the car park, believe it or not, but
Some of this growth here.
that is.
Yeah, I just can't see how that would drop and just sit there like that because
Well, you look at it.
it'd have to go around that thing.
Yeah,
And then
how could it do it?
so the only way you could do is place that first and then lean this up afterwards.
Yeah. And this stick.
I reckon
the only-
all those
Does this look like
branches
this
and limbs
matches
over
here?
there have been placed there, I reckon.
Does this look like this matches this bit here? Because that is.
We don't
Would
really
you-
want to touch it, but I guess like if we.
I mean, that would be a 1 in a million
Yeah.
shot. That this branch fell down, this bit broke, and fell across here. But I'm just trying to see if that jigsaw will fit.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
You think this branch might be part of that tree?
Well, I want to be certain.
I think it's that log's too old.
Okay.
I think that branch is
So that's a bit
recent.
raised. Well, I don't know. What do you reckon?
I think it's
Dean?
I reckon it'd be a different species of tree
Should I
too,
move
do you reckon?
it just to see if this fits onto there?
Just put it back up.
Oh, you mean that bit there? Yeah, I get what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that and see if, because that's the part of some of the investigating I don't.
Yeah, no, you could be right.
But still, like now I've got to
See how you've got to pull it out to get it from...
Pull it out and twist it, and then does this fit in here?
Yeah, looks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or is it?
I'll have a look.
You have a look. Can you orient it?
Bring it this way.
Yeah, yeah, that's it, isn't it?
I'll let you do it.
It's not
Yeah,
a bad
that's
match.
pretty good.
It's not a bad match.
And considering it's been sitting there for a bit, so it's...
So I reckon all the wood here's complicated. I reckon that might be it.
Well,
But if the bit goes down here, then we must... See how there's like a longer bit here, so maybe try and angle it down here.
well, it's got to fit nearly exactly like...
That looks pretty good.
Okay, that looks pretty good.
That looks like it is a piece.
So, this does fit here, Dean.
What's that there?
Sit. Like that does fit. This bit fits on this broken bit there. But for this to fall down, break, where it then has to land in between these two trees, and was it in between like that? It's pretty close.
It was other side like that.
That was like that, yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That is, I don't know.
Wonder where he broke it off as well.
Well, this is it. I don't know.
I was asking you about those ones just because they're all similar size
Okay, well, let's go have a look.
branches, and
If there's where they are in relation to. Just because that's broken and put there doesn't also mean that it's held there. It could be broken and I'm going to do this.
like I was thinking of this, if this was like a tree that fell over and the sort of branches all snapped off, it would, you'd see the main trunk somewhere.
You can see the main trunk, so you see something snapped off here. Here, yes, you can say that one does.
But it's so thin though.
No, this one.
Oh, I'm just talking about these ones here, sort of crisscrossing, and
Right, right.
like they're all sort of similar thickness.
Well,
And where did they? And I can't see any of the same sort of species of
this one's
tree.
fallen from here, so that one belongs there. But this one, where's this? Would have to be like you'd feel it, you know,
Mm.
because it can be a combo. Like they've taken some from somewhere and gone with this one and just pushed it down.
Yep.
Because it's handy, and then they've gone, I want a few more. But
Do you think that's a tree fall, or do you think they've placed that there of some sort, whether they've snapped them over or got them from elsewhere? And
well, this one you can see. This one has come here. This one, no idea. That one hasn't.
there's
Like
no
this
obvious
tree has
break
fallen
point.
down here, but there's no obvious end to that one.
And these ones here, crisscrossed.
Crisscrossed.
And these here, sort of,
Again, you know,
it's hard to tell, isn't it?
hard to tell. Like this one, where's the end to this one?
Yeah.
Where is the end to that?
Yep.
You know, where's the end to this one? Like,
Yeah. And if you're looking at, yeah, yep.
like this tree here. Like, okay, obviously this is dead fall. Something's eaten it, and that's
Yep. Yeah,
fallen
you can see the
down.
rot.
You can see that.
Unless it
That
was
makes
snapped.
sense.
Unless it was snapped first and then it's just rotted while it's been sitting there.
Yeah, and I could say, oh, I'd say that's natural, but this looks a bit unnatural.
Yeah,
This one.
that's what I was thinking.
This one here, lying mid-air, it has to fall on these other ones, and I can't see where this stump would be. Like, this one comes over that way. I don't know what.
It's worth consideration, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah. I mean, you're trying to figure it out. You're going,
Yeah.
what?
Because you're always
what's
careful you don't
here?
want to just jump the gun, because
No,
there's always
I'm so
there's
skeptical.
always a multitude of reasons.
Well,
why
like
something
that
can
one
happen.
there, I've gone, okay, that's that's fantastic.
Yep.
And we figured out that one bit belongs to another bit.
Mm.
But for it to thread itself through there is a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah.
There are more than 1 million branches here, so they're going to do
Crazy things.
crazy things. So we could have stick pareidolia, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah. No, that's it.
But I don't know how to explain this. How would you?
Yeah, well, like I was saying before, it just seems strange that they've all sort of fallen in the same direction. They've got sort of like a crisscross pattern.
Right, yeah.
There's a lot of sort of, I suppose you'd call them trunks, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Even though they're thin, like saplings that are,
Some have bases.
can't see any obvious breaking points.
And some don't. So if they were meant to be all deadfall, they would all have a base like this.
Yeah. And I wouldn't expect them all to fall in the same area.
Unless that one's a tip.
Yeah.
The base is over there.
Yep.
That might be it. So the base is
Yep.
here.
Not exactly Yowie size, but it's a bit of activity.
Yeah, we had some footsteps. Definitely bipedal.
Will be.
This is us. Terrifying.
Oh dear.
Because when I had a chat with, as I say before, I had a long chat on the phone with Glenn had the Beaucamp Falls encounter.
Yeah.
He was telling me he set up a trail cam out in the middle of the forest where he was. I think it was a different location of his encounter, and he put out a whole heap of chicken Maryland on the ground.
Yeah.
Came back a week later, chicken Maryland was gone, took the camera back, and he reckons he had this clear footage of this creature down on all fours reaching out for the chicken Maryland like it was trying to avoid the camera, and he was going to post it up or whatever, and his dad, who actually went out with him that time to set it all up, and I think they had an encounter while they were out there as well, told him, no, don't do it because you're going to get yourself into all sorts of trouble.
Well, I don't doubt it. I'm sure there are people sitting on stuff that they don't want to share, or they feel like if they did, would adversely impact their life.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I've moved from, wanting to get that $1 million picture just to having an experience.
Yeah. Yep.
Because one of the things that, because I work in theatre so much, is I'm always having to go in as the manager and say, hey, we can't record this show. And I'm thinking, you're not experiencing it.
No.
How are you going to show this?
And the thing is, you never go back and watch it later on,
No,
yeah?
I don't. You might show the grandparents and
Look where we went.
yeah.
No, you're right.
So, I don't know. Like, if I got that unequivocal footage, I'd just give it to
Yeah.
them and a few people and say, share this with the right people.
Yeah.
But
What they do is give he just posted it as an unnamed source,
yeah,
or anonymous or whatever.
Looks like they beat us to it. Well, the only footage I've got is the footage of Eyeshine. A couple of videos I posted, and that's the only footage. And people, can argue the point that it belongs to something else.
yeah,
But
which is depressing. Because,
yeah,
because they went out there at the time doing it, they don't
we should
count that.
we should see how much this guy. I'm sure this guy was a psycho, but he was abusing all sorts of abusive language because he was telling me I was faking it. I had one video where I was down the bottom paddock in winter, and it's just like these eyes just blinking at me.
Oh, I remember that. That was
And-
the one.
I
Yeah.
want to see that. Is
That was
that
a
on
good
your
video.
Yeah, it's Yowie Chronicles on
Yowie
YouTube.
Chronicles. Stop. Yeah, and that to me is something that's pretty solid. And then we kept the lights off or just on red as we were walking, which is pretty difficult to see. And it would do the normal stop-start routine. It was interesting, but then after a while it sort of petered out and we didn't really get a lot. Yeah.
Well, we tried something that I had never really thought about. We just did it. Like there was, Gary heard some thing off to his left, so he gave me there's a UFO in the sky signal by thumping me in the chest.
I was trying to go the elbow, but it ended up.
And I thought, well, Buck's talking too much. And it happened twice. I didn't hear it, but both these guys heard something.
We've heard a branch snap.
Branch snap.
We both heard that one. So.
But then obviously we're stopped, and so everything else is stopped. So I decided that I would walk backwards with a fleur, and they would lead me. So I'd be looking backwards as we were walking away to see if anything came out. And that was good. That would be interesting down there if you had that again, just to be led by someone you trust, not being never be over the edge. But then you can perhaps fake you're moving away, but be looking behind you. And Tony was an excellent guide. I'd recommend.
Yeah, I ended up having to grab you by the scruff of the neck and yanking you one way or the other.
You're coming home with me, son. You're grounded.
Which one radio you a few times before?
We heard you once, and I thought that was quite incredible distance. Like you were down in the gully, weren't you?
Yeah, but we didn't get any response from you guys.
Oh, okay.
I tried to contact you, what did you say, Jacob? Probably at least 6 times, and we had no response.
Yeah.
Right. That was because we were ignoring you, but...
We're getting that $1 million footage.
saying how should we
Yeah,
split it?
leave us alone.
What type of car do you want? I want one with Yowie plates on it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we made it to the ranger station very quickly. Like we had still another 8 minutes to go.
Yeah. Then there's a couple of people up on that next driveway that were out.
That had torches.
They're looking in like a little.
That's the settlement campground.
All right, so they were camping there.
Okay, so what were they looking at? There's that little shed there they were digging around in. Or...
Towards and barbecuing.
Oh, okay.
All right, I thought they were coming to the house to find out
Yeah.
what we were doing.
No, they were digging around. There's like a little shelter or a shed, something in there. And they were fiddling around in there.
Probably saying, I thought I heard something stalking us.
Oh, it's that damn Yowie again.
He's got his own torch. And
Like you just had 3 guys walk out in darkness.
He'd scare the shit out of you, wouldn't it?
so I highly recommend walking back. That's exactly.
We really needed more time, we thought. Before we knew it, it was past the curfew.
Oh,
And,
right, okay.
we
Well,
didn't
it could be
get
longer.
back. Yeah. We would have probably spent a lot more time just sitting and listening. So I think for this one, we're at 8:20 at the moment.
Yeah.
I think we give ourselves an hour at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a set time. I've got to be home or anything, so I'm flexible. And
Mine's tomorrow. But
there you go. So I've got to get up early, but I don't have anything to get home for. So
I would check with the radios. I'm pretty sure they're all on high. I couldn't get hold of you before.
but you heard it when it cracked. So
Did
maybe
you
we-
respond?
Yeah, you
All
totally.
6 times?
No, just once.
Yeah, I heard
That's it.
Yeah,
and
you,
it's,
there was no... And for us to be right down there by ourselves, that's a little bit disconcerting.
yeah.
Because we felt very, very alone, especially when we were hearing those noises.
Yeah, well, maybe we should all go down there.
No.
You just want just me? Okay, all right. I'll walk backwards and
Increase our
follow.
chances spread out.
Yeah. Oh, what's we're within range, but it almost has to be line of sight. And if you're down in a gully,
I'm surprised. Well, yeah, it's pretty thick coming through here, and then plus we're on the downgrade,
yeah.
so you had all that coming into play. You guys were on the high side. You had the rainforest, and then us being over the slope. There's no line of sight or anything like that.
So.
Well, we're finished up for the night. It's 10 to midnight. We've had a little bit of rain. As you can see, it's raining now. We're leaving just in time. We've had a couple of hours where there was fairly clear skies. Not really too much to report. Didn't really have too much activity other than it sounded like we had a bit of movement in the trees from time to time. But other than that, it was a good night. And yeah, I certainly enjoyed it. Met a couple of new people. And look, any chance you get to go out in the middle of the rainforest and talk and share experiences, it's always a good thing. So I'm about to head home now. I've got about I'd say an hour and a half drive, I would say in total, maybe a little bit less to get home, but well worth it. And just going to leave the camera on just in the off chance that as I'm heading back up this road, who knows, something might pop out from the trees. Might get lucky. But if not, I will catch you all on the next video. Good night.